Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Adelina and I make videos about living in this tiny house on wheels and living a more intentional life. Today I thought I would do a get ready with me as I put a little bit of makeup on to get ready to head out to run some errands, and I'm going to answer some questions while I do that. There are some questions that have been asked that I haven't answered, or that I keep getting, so I thought I would answer them today in just sort of a very casual, chatty video. My old makeup mirror that I've had for years and years and years and years and years finally died, and I did get this new one, but I'm finding that none of them are bright enough because my eyesight is not what it used to be, and they're so little. So I'm actually going to set it up on my yoga block so I can see my face a little bit better while we do this. All right, so I'll show you what products I'm using as well, because I do get questions about that. So the first thing I've already put on is this e.l.f. primer. It is the Poreless face primer. I just put a little bit of this on around my nose and cheeks because I do have some pores, and it does, what I find is it does actually make the makeup go on better. Oh, I need some hair clips. I'll be right back. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put this massive hair back. Day 2 hair, so it's big. So the foundation that I use, and it doesn't come with this pump, but I got this from a previous foundation, I can't remember what kind, is the CoverGirl Clean Foundation. Now, CoverGirl is a vegan brand. It's cruelty-free. And so this is the CoverGirl Clean in, cannot read that, CoverGirl Clean in 125 Buff Beige. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna put a little bit of this on. Anyways, the first question that I've gotten is from @Linda and she says, you sometimes refer to we. Do you travel with a partner, or is your we you and your van? I don't travel with a partner. I don't have a partner here, and I don't travel with a partner. So I didn't realize that I said we. So I guess I do mean me and the van, or me, myself, and I. All my multiple personality, quirky personality traits. But no, I don't travel with a partner. But I would love to, because I think it's always more fun when you get to share this stuff with a partner. But as of right now, no, I don't have one. Just a little bit more on the cheeks where I'm a little blotchy. I do love this foundation because it's sheer. It doesn't look like you're wearing foundation, but it just evens out the skin tone, and I'm fairly ruddy. I have a lot of red, especially in my cheeks. So this is quite nice. And I love that it's cruelty-free. It's really just barely heavier than a tinted moisturizer. All right. So now we come to the eyebrows. And I'm going to use this palette by e.l.f. Oops, I'm getting everything dirty here. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I don't even play one on TV. But I do like the e.l.f. products as well, because they're also a vegan brand. And this palette is really quite nice because, I'm just going to cover the mirror so you don't get blinded, because it's got some nice neutral shades. I do wear more makeup when I am putting my face on for a work day, because I'm on Zoom calls and in a professional setting. But so I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I'm going to use this dark brown color at the very end and just fill them in just a little bit. So question number 2, Sheila English 7329 says, how well does your dryer aspect of the washer dryer combo unit work? The combo unit I had in England was useless as a dryer. Well, yeah, the combo, I have a higher washer dryer combo unit. I do have a video on my washer dryer unit. And the thing about those units, this is a smaller one obviously because it's a tiny house. And the thing about those units is that they wash or load bigger than they dry. And because they don't, the way they vent, or at least mine, is that, you know, there is air and heat in there when it's drying, and then it condenses the lint and flushes it out down the drain. So there's still a lot of humidity and moisture in there, and they do take a long time to dry. And I don't find them really that great as a dryer. They're fine in a pinch. If you wanted to let that sucker go for a long time, it would definitely dry, and it'll dry small loads. But I don't really do a lot of drying in the tiny house because of that, because it's really not that great for a dryer, but it does a great job of washing. So I know that a lot of people have that complaint about these washer dryer combo units. There are bigger ones on the market, and I totally agree with that. They're not fantastic for drying, but I wanted the ability to do laundry in the tiny house with the full knowledge that I mostly hang my clothes to dry. I have a wooden hanging dryer hanging rack that I set up in the tub that I got from IKEA, and that I use to dry most of my clothes, or hang it over the curtain rod, because I don't like to dry my clothes. I think that wears them out, fades them. In the summertime, I'll put that rack out on my front porch and let them dry outside in the fresh air and the sunlight. And for big loads, bedding and big loads, jeans, towels, things like that, I just go to the laundromat. That was always the plan for me to do. But if it's a priority for you in your tiny house to have the ability to wash and dry full loads, big loads, then you definitely want to set aside the room in your tiny house for a bigger washer dryer combo unit. I think they work better, or stackable or separate units. I just didn't want to sacrifice that much space in my tiny house. I wanted my combo unit to be under my sink, tucked away in there if I needed it, for how I plan to do laundry. But no, you're absolutely right. It doesn't do a very good job of drying loads. So those are the eyebrows. I have sparse eyebrows because I plucked. Those of you of my vintage know what I mean. That was the thing, and they are growing back. I've been using some serum for helping them grow back, the Ordinary one, and it seems to be working. Slowly they're getting a little thicker. But all right, so I'm not actually going to use the e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. I'm going to use this e.l.f. shadow stick. It's the No Budge shadow stick, and I don't know what color it is. Oh, here it is. It's magnetic pull. It's just basically a nice medium mauve color, dusty rose, whatever you want to call it. And for weekends and stuff, it's just so nice to use the stick and just put a little something on your eyelid to give a little definition. And I basically just go all the way up my eyelid and then use a little buff brush to buff it in so that it's all smooth. It just gives a little color. All right, now the next question is, hold on, I don't know how these people do that do these get ready with me videos while they're putting their makeup on. It's harder than it looks. All right, the next question is from the Plantastic Journey. Quick question. What size is your Instant Pot? And then also from Nadine Ritchie, 3738, is your Instant Pot a 6-quart? I get a lot of questions about the size of my Instant Pot. Yes, my Instant Pot is a 6-quart Instant Pot. You can get them, I think, in a 4-quart or a 3-quart. So you can get a smaller size, and you can definitely get larger, a 9-quart, I think even a 12-quart. They come in larger sizes. But I've had this 6-quart for ages, and it's the perfect size. It was the perfect size even when the kids were home. And I really, for me, it's the perfect size because I don't have a large family. But like I say, even when I had the kids, it was the perfect size. When I made my minestrone soup recipe a few weeks ago, you saw how much that made. That was a large pot full. So I think the 6-quart is actually probably the most common size and the best size. Well, that's just my opinion. But that's the size of mine. If you have a really large family or you like to make huge batches that you're then going to freeze, you probably want to go with something a little bigger. But the 6-quart is, I think, the most common and for me, the best size. Okay, so I'm using the Essence Smoky Crystal eye pencil. I'm just going to do a little bit on the upper lid just to define a little bit. Essence is also a company that is 100% vegan and cruelty-free. And really inexpensive. The same with e.l.f. CoverGirl is a little bit more expensive, but still just drugstore. I have tried the Pacifica makeup, and I do like some of their eyeshadow. I wasn't a big fan of their mascara, but that's just my opinion. That was just maybe the one I tried. I'm just buffing that out a little bit. Again, I am not an expert at makeup. I just do what works for me. But yes, the Essence brand is really good. And what I find is that the prices are fantastic. And the best mascara I've ever tried, and I'm going to show it to you, is from Essence. I'm sure there's lots of other fantastic ones. I forgot to do this. I have the e.l.f. Wow Brow little, basically it's a brow mascara, which I just sort of lightly go through, just again to add a little bit more fullness to my brows, because I do like them when they look a little fuller. Nothing crazy. So, just so that you can see them. Yeah, because my hair is dark, I think the eyebrows need to be a little bit fuller to look a little balanced, but that's just my opinion. That's that question. Next question from Sandra Randall, 3574. Do I have a P.O. box? Yes, I do. I've had a P.O. box for a while. It just never occurred to me to put it on the page. So if you look in the About section of the YouTube page, YouTube channel, you will see my post office box. I shared the last a couple videos ago that I got my first piece of viewer mail, and I was thrilled. So that was really awesome. Again, you don't have to send me a letter or anything like that. But for everybody who's asked, yes, I do have a P.O. box now. All right, so blush. I also have a Physicians Formula Butter blush, which is really quite good as well. But I like this. Again, it's an Essence product. It's the Essence Mosaic. None of these products are expensive. It's a nice neutral blush, just to add a little bit. Seems a little counterintuitive to put foundation on to tone down the redness and then add a little bit of flesh back in, but just on the apples. There we go. Okay, so I now have just added a little bit of blush. Again, this Essence brand is just, I think the quality is so good and it's not expensive at all. All right, so next, before I add my mascara, I'm just going to quickly do a little dusting of powder. This is the CoverGirl, again, Clean and Fresh line. And I'm just going to lightly just do, because I get quite greasy in my nose and my forehead. I do this definitely on a work day because when I'm on a Zoom call, I can be quite brilliant, and I don't mean smart if I don't do this. So I just do very light dusting just to knock that down. Again, very light. All right, so now we're going to go to our next question, which is from Judith Wilson, 8646, and she says, what does that tattoo on your wrist mean? It's so pretty. This is my tattoo. I drew that out and had a tattoo artist in Calgary that uses vegan ink do that for me. It is a V for vegan, and a little leaf for plant, and then a heart, because I think you know, if you've seen my t-shirt that's got the bunny on it that says I'm vegan and I love you, my philosophy is that, you know, as you probably guessed, I believe that we should all be treating people with kindness, and meeting them exactly where they are. You know, the reason I went vegan was for animal welfare, and so therefore for the animals. I love all people, and so this is just sort of a symbol of that. I don't think I explained that very well, but it's special to me because I drew it out, and it's one continuous line. If you follow it, you can do it all in one continuous line, which I thought was really cool, and I quite like it. I will add to that, though it wasn't asked, I actually have 2 other tattoos, and I might get more in the future. I'm not sure. All right, so mascara. This is the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, curl and volume mascara, and it does come in waterproof as well. I don't know if you can see that. I love this mascara. I love the wand. Can you see that? It's the perfect size for my eye. It makes my eyelashes long. It doesn't necessarily curl them, but I have that problem with, I've never found a curling mascara that curled my eyelashes. And to be honest with you, I don't always curl my eyelashes, but if I do, I always curl them after I put the mascara on. Don't come at me. I've seen lots of makeup artists who do that. They're just very careful about pulling that curler off. I've never had it take an eyelash out. And I do that if, again, for work or something like that. But in general, I will just put, and I only do 1 coat on my eyes just to give them a little lift and definition. I do like a lashy look, as it were. And I just find this mascara and the formulation and the brush to be perfect for me. It is kind of got a cult following and can be sometimes hard to find here on the island, which is surprising to me because I had no problem finding it in Calgary. So the next time I go into Nanaimo, or into a Shoppers that has it, because I usually buy this at Shoppers. I'm not sure if they sell it anywhere else. I'm going to buy a couple, and they're not expensive. Again, you know, the mascaras I think are like $7.99, $8.99, something like that. None of their stuff is expensive. There. So that's basically it. I have done my makeup routine for my everyday sort of thing. I don't spend a lot of time. This took much longer than it would have otherwise, but yeah. Okay, one last question, which is from Krista 777444. She says, if I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, I would choose soup. What would you choose? Me too. Actually, if I could only have one meal for the rest of my life, or my final meal, if it was going to be my final meal on earth, it would be a thick stew or soup and homemade crusty bread. It is my comfort food. It is the thing that I go to when I don't feel well, or it's cold outside, and I can't seem to make a soup. If the definition of soup is something thinner than a stew, I can't manage to make a soup. Everything I make that's a soup ends up being a stew, as evidenced by the minestrone soup recipe that I made. I just like a lot of vegetables, rice or pasta or potatoes, something really hearty, something with beans in it, or lentils, just something thick and rich, so that you can dip that crusty bread in there and get every little drop of it. That is my comfort food. That's the dish or the meal that I would have if I could only choose one for the rest of my life. I forgot to mention what I'm putting on my lips, and it's this Essence. It's basically a lip tint. It's called the Caring Tint, and it's not really a lipstick. I don't wear lipstick very often at all. I mostly wear a lip gloss or just a balm, And this is kind of just a tinted balm. Again, Essence, very nice. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I just wanted to do something casual today and answer some of the questions that I've gotten, because I get variations of those questions quite a bit on the channel, so I thought I'd just answer them all at once while I shared with you some of the makeup that I use for brands that I really love. Not sponsored, obviously. I just thought I would share what I put on when I am going out and I want to look kind of pretty. And so now I'm going to run out and do some errands. Oh, in case you're wondering, here's the fit. My capsule wardrobe has been working really great. I've got my distressed jeans, my denim shirt, gray sweater, and these booties that I've got from the Grinning Goat in Calgary. They have a website. They are matte and nat, and they are not leather. And this purse actually that I found at a thrift store, which is also not leather, but looks it, but it's nice because it's big and it carries everything. Anyways, I'm gonna run out and do some errands. I'm gonna go to the bank and get my cash for the week. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I do a zero-based budget every month, which basically means I tell every dollar of mine where to go instead of just watching it go away. And I pick up cash for groceries, gas, and personal spending to have in my wallet for the week, and that is all that I spend. So if you guys are interested in that topic, budgeting, how to create a zero-based budget, why I do what I do, let me know and I will share it down below, because I'm quite passionate about it, and it's a topic that I can talk about. So if that's of interest to you, let me know and I will make a video or two about that. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna head out and do that. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for asking the questions that you do, and for the wonderful comments that you leave every week. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe, because it really helps the channel grow. It doesn't cost you anything, but it makes a huge difference to me. So thank you if you are already a subscriber. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind, be brave. I love you, and I'll see you next Sunday.